Hello, everybody who is joining us for this Western Wednesday. As you're starting to get logged in here, we're going to start to see the numbers rise. But if you want, quick shout out your city, where you're from, and kind of get an idea of where you're from while we wait a couple more minutes for folks to get in here. So yeah, if you wanna use the chat feature, go ahead and go pop in there and sign in, put in where you're from. If you have something that you're really interested in or really passionate about. Okay, Illinois, Ohio, awesome. Colorado, yeah, love that place. Colorado's beautiful. Michigan, excellent, of course. It's a good state. I'm originally from San Antonio, Texas. Been living in Michigan for 2 years now. Um, it's been great. The cold is something else, let me tell you. Romeo, okay. If you got an area that you're really interested or really passionate about, feel free to drop that in as well. Would love to see what some of those look like. Design production, cool. School of Nursing, good choice, good choice. Aviation Flight Science, excellent. We've got a great school, College of Aviation. They're wonderful. Absolutely love that campus. Been there once. Very, very gorgeous. We got about another minute before we actually get rolling here. So to kind of give you guys a brief overview of what we're doing. So today, we're going over the admitted student checklist. So all the things that you need in order to complete those next steps to becoming a WMU Bronco and really finalizing that in this process. We're gonna focus on some of that, but if you have questions, there's a Q&A feature that you can utilize. So that way we can go in, answer your questions that you have. Try to keep those questions broad as much as possible. Toward the end of the webinar, we'll go ahead and talk about how to get in touch with myself, and I can get you connected with your specific admissions counselors. And we're happy to help however we possibly can. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this. 1 second here. Perfect. So on this screen, you'll actually get to see, I'm on the admitted Broncos checklist here. And so this is where you'll find your next steps of what you need to do in order to start becoming a WMU Bronco. Now that you've been admitted, congratulations. We're super excited to have you join the Bronco family and community. So here on this first step, getting set up with your Bronco Net ID and password, hopefully you've been able to log in to your GoWMU. If you have not, highly encourage you to do that. This is how you're going to be able to access your Western email address. This is how you're going to be able to find your financial aid information. So be sure to go through those. If you need help resetting your password or you don't remember what your WIN number was, contact our help desk. They will help you get into resetting your password, giving you your Bronco Net ID or WIN number. So give them a call. They're extremely helpful and extremely friendly as well. Starting with number 2, so this is where we really want to encourage you when you're starting to become a Bronco. We want you to reserve your space and we want you to submit your intent to enroll form. So on a national level, all colleges and universities in the United States have a national decision day deadline, which is May 1st. And so if you are committed to becoming a WMU Bronco, we highly prefer that you submit your intent to enroll form by May 1st. However, if you know you're committed to Western sooner than that, let us know as soon as possible, so that way we can follow up with you accordingly. You'll note here that students who have received the Pell Grant, whether it be partial or full, have their enrollment deposit fee waived, which is a $100 fee. Now, in order to get that next step unlocked, you have to submit your intent to enroll form. This is important because that intent to enroll says, hey, I'm Anthony. I am interested in becoming a WMU Bronco and I want to reserve my space. And that $100 deposit is really what helps us reserve your space in the incoming class for the 2020-2021 academic school year. You can submit your deposit by going through your Gold Gateway. You can also find that as a task item in your Gold Gateway. So pulling up, this is a test account. This isn't a real student, but you can see over here on the right-hand side of the screen, there are items that are satisfied that are green with the check mark. There are items that are unsatisfied that have an X. This is where you can locate exactly what it is that you need in order to complete that registration process. Oops, skipping ahead. So one of the things also, once you have completed your deposit as well as submitted your intent to enroll form, then you'll be able to unlock this next step to sign up for orientation. So once you get to this step, you can click this new student orientation. I've already pulled it up. So here, this will walk you through the steps of where you can find all of the steps to complete orientation registration on your Gold Gateway account. Now, this is a requirement for all incoming students that have graduated from high school. Students who are in the early middle college program will also be required to take this as well, or any students who have graduated in years from 2017 to 2019 that have not attended college at any point during that time period will also be required to complete this new student orientation. It's really fun, it's high energy. You get to basically have a 2-day experience where you come back to campus, you'll stay in one of our residence halls, you'll get to have a section for your family so that they can attend, find out information about Western Michigan University and the resources that we have to help you be a successful student here. But you'll also have the opportunity to get engaged with your new student leaders. You'll get to go and visit with some different activities and do some things that are a little bit fun, high energy again. And then on day 2, you'll have an opportunity where you can go and register for your fall classes and in your academic college with an academic advisor. So we'll walk you through that process and really help you get your fall semester schedule set up. Now, for those of you who might be far away or for those of you who are local here in Michigan, one of the big things is living on campus. We highly recommend it. It's not required, but if you click on this on-camping housing registration link, it'll bring you up to the sign up for housing. This is where you can go to sign up, and right here, clicking this link will take you to the housing contract portal. This is where you'll fill out your information, name, birthday, things like that. You'll also get to say, I'm interested in living on campus. Now, this isn't picking your housing. This is just saying, hey, I'm interested in living on campus and I'm interested in living in a space there. Well, what this does is, so this has already gone live, and in April, yes, April, you will get a link that goes live for roommates. So if you're interested in finding a roommate, you can fill out kind of like this eHarmony profile for roommates, your likes, your dislikes, what are your interests, your sleeping habits, study habits. So that way you can figure out if you're living with a noisy roommate or a quiet roommate. Then in early May, you'll get an email that says, here is when your group number goes live. Your groups are determined by the date you sign your contract. It's not by time. So if you sign up for a housing contract today, whether it be at 7 o'clock this morning or 7 p.m. right now, you're in the same group number as those from earlier today. So it is date stamped and not time stamped. When you get your email, it'll tell you when your group number goes live in about late May, early June. It tells you when and what time you can start signing up. So that's a big key thing, is making sure that you pay attention to that. The email you get in early May is not the email that you're going to use to sign up. It's just telling you your date and time. When you get to that process of selecting your room, you get to select your building, your floor, and your specific bed. If there's somebody else in that space, you can hover over their filled space and kind of see their information, see if that is a fit roommate for you, a good roommate match compatibility. So we want to try to put you in the driver's seat as much as possible. One of the things that we try to do is make sure that you have everything you need to be successful as a student here at Western Michigan University. We had a question pop in. Let's see what this looks like. If you already did this at the admissions event, do you still have to fill this out now? If you are referring to the admissions deposit or the admissions intent to enroll form, if you've already completed that with us at the admitted student event, you do not have to complete that now, or if you're referring to the housing contract, you don't have to do it again. Does that make sense for the person who answered that question? Cool. So moving right along to the next step. So that's how you sign up for residence life and housing. So we talk a little bit about that. Moving over to our next step, which is completing your FAFSA. So for FAFSA, this is something that we encourage you to have had completed by March 1st. However, if you've missed that deadline, that is the state deadline. There's a federal deadline on June 30th. This is really how you get your financial aid, whether it be scholarships, loans, grants. This is how we verify that information to determine your specific eligibility. You have a couple more questions popping up. Are parents required to attend orientation? Parents are not required to attend orientation. We just have a special segment for families, whether it be for parents, for brothers and sisters. It's just a special segment that we have in case families do join in. It's something where a couple of years ago, we had a combined orientation, but we really wanted to give students the full student experience. But no, parents are not required to attend. Another question, does the timeline change for classes or housing if you're in the honors college? This is a great question. So the timeline for classes, there are the benefit of being in the honors college. One of the many benefits is that you actually have priority registration. Based on each of the academic colleges will do their honors registration a little bit differently depending on their processes. But for the most part, honors students, specifically when you're here at Western, you will get to priority registration right after the graduate students do. So it's graduate students, anyone who has priority registration, such as honors students, and then starting with the seniors after that on down. Another question, do I have to complete this if I'm commuting? No, if you are a commuting student, so one of the benefits of being a WMU Bronco is that you are not required to live on campus at any point during your 4 years here at Western. So the benefit is if you are local, you can commute from home, you can find an off-campus apartment. That is a great way to also do it. We highly recommend living on campus as a great way to integrate yourself into the campus community, as well as start to form that WMU Bronco identity. What is the ALEX placement? So this is a great question. When I was over at the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences, we utilized the ALEX placement for students who did not meet the minimum math requirement to be admitted directly into the academic college. This is a great way for you to boost your scores. Basically what it is a program that students can take to practice different math components, whether it be geometry, trigonometry, calculus, whatever. This is a great way for you to boost your scores so that way you can be successful, whether it be in the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences, math department, etc. What should we expect from the on-campus admitted student event, and is this worth registering for? That is a great question, and here's the reason why. So that is something that we actually have pulled up. So the admitted student event is a great opportunity for you to come back to campus, or if you've never been to campus, it's an awesome time to come through and visit with us. So this event is basically tailored to whatever it is that you're interested in learning more about. We hope you walk through the next steps that we've been talking a little bit about so far. We have 2 events left, Friday, March 20th, and then Friday, April 3rd. So what to expect? You can expect to walk through all of the different next steps. I'll kind of pull up the agenda for you so you can get an idea. So this is our admitted student event schedule. It starts with a check-in. We have a university showcase for students. This is an awesome opportunity for those students to work with our academic colleges, meet with different resources that we have here on campus. You'll have a welcome in the East Ballroom by one of our admissions staff members. And then you can continue kind of tailoring the day to whatever it is that you are interested in doing or completing. So for those students who have already satisfied some of these requirements, that's perfectly fine. You can tailor in by visiting the dining plan registration, orientation. It's our way of being able to walk with you personally and answer any questions along the way that you might have. I highly recommend it, especially if you've not been to campus yet. One of the big benefits, in my opinion, is being able to eat in the dining center. And so being able to take advantage of that, kind of get a feel for campus, the environment, because as much as you're searching for the institution is searching for you. We want to make sure that you feel comfortable with us, and so that way you can be confident in when you're here on campus. On average, how many credits does a freshman take? So most first year students are recommended to take an average of 12 to 15 credit hours. So that is about 3 to 5 classes. And the reason why is because that we want to make sure that you're maintaining full-time status. It's important for that because that will impact your financial aid and scholarships. So maintaining full-time status is very important. So that way you don't lose out on any financial aid opportunities. For Skylar, the question is there any places to get extra help for veterans or students in general? Yes, we actually do have a resource on campus. It is our Office for Veterans and Student Affairs. They are a great office. I actually love collaborating with them because they are very helpful and resourceful. They want to make sure that you have everything you need to be prepared as a veteran student here on campus. They have a ton of different resources as well for you to engage with. We can also post a link in the chat to our Veteran Student Affairs website for you as well. Question says, could you go through how to apply the Pell Grant to the intent to enroll fee? I didn't catch what you said. Yeah, absolutely. So scrolling up here to the intent to enroll. So the Pell Grant, if you have Pell eligibility as determined by your FAFSA, that will automatically be applied to your student record. Now, in order for you to be able to sign up for orientation, because that fee has now been satisfied, you have to submit the intent to enroll form. That is the way that we will know that you are committed to coming to Western Michigan University so that we can then unlock the student orientation for you. Should we, I already answered that one. Should we attend the admitted student event if we have not yet decided to attend Western? Absolutely. We highly encourage you to come on campus. One of the great things, so one of the questions that I get asked quite frequently is, I haven't committed to Western, but I'm interested. Can I come to visit at the admitted student event? Is my deposit, my $100 deposit fee refundable? Absolutely. As long as you let us know by May 1st whether you're committed or not, that fee will be refundable. May 1st and beyond, it is not refundable. So I highly encourage you to come to campus, see it, experience it, talk to some of our student ambassadors, talk to our staff, so that you can really get a feel for what it is that we have to offer here at Western as a school of choice. We really encourage you to get the experience for yourself, so that way you know what this campus feels like, what the environment feels like, and imagine yourself walking the halls, imagine yourself going to classes in this environment as well. So that way you can really picture what it's like to be a WMU Bronco. Can I get one-on-one financial advisor if I can't attend the event? Absolutely. So if you call our Bronco Express, that number is 269-387-6000. Again, that number is 269-387-6000. This is a great way to connect with our financial aid professionals. They'll talk with you one-on-one. They'll also be able to engage with you in conversation about what your financial aid looks like. And if there's any questions particular about what it is that you have to do in order to get verified, should that be something that you need. I'm in the Alpha program, so I can get a little more insight on what that program is all about. Absolutely. So the Alpha program is wonderful. It is basically an intentional resource that we have set up for those students who are making that tough transition from high school to college, and really giving you the support system and structure to manage that balance. And so giving you study techniques, test taking strategies, time management as well. It's a great way to also meet people that are in the same space as you. It's an awesome way to really just build that transitional piece from high school to college, and getting that experience is really what we are proud of, because that program has been around for quite some time, and it's a great way to help you be successful and start on the right foot here at Western Michigan University. Is there a way to opt into the Alpha program? That is a very good question. Unfortunately, there is not a way to opt into the Alpha program. However, we have a ton of resources on campus, whether it be through our study labs, our career and student development services. We have a wide variety of opportunities for you to find that support system. It all takes talking to a staff member like myself, faculty as well. We're all here to help you with that navigational process. And so if that's something that you're interested in, we would love to be able to connect with you to our resources. Again, that's a great time for me to plug in for our admitted student event. You can come on campus, you can meet with some of those classes to talk a little bit more about those resources that you're looking for and whatever it is that you're interested in, so that we can help get you to the right place. Excuse me. What are the ROTC options at WMU? At WMU specifically, we have our Army ROTC. So that is a great program here that we offer on campus. We also partner with Michigan State in offering Air Force ROTC. So that's a little bit different in terms of once a week, our students will commute from Western Michigan over to Michigan State's campus, to where they will actually have the opportunity to take in their leadership class. It's also where they'll complete their PT. So again, for those interested in Air Force ROTC, that occurs specifically once a week. Here at Western on our campus, we have our Army ROTC folks. They are absolutely wonderful. Again, they'll be at the admitted student event. So I highly, highly encourage you, if you're on the fence or if you want more information, definitely check out our admitted student event. Clicking through some questions here. Where do you let Western know you're committed? That is also a great question. So if you look on your screen, you'll be able to see on this spot here, it says save your spot and confirm your admission. You can submit your intent to enroll form in the Gold Gateway. So logging into your Gold Gateway, it'll look a little bit like this. These have a lot of transcript requests, but basically it'll say submit intent to enroll form. If you are on the admitted student event section, to where you register for the admitted student event, scroll down, you'll see this button that says submit to intent to enroll. That will take you exactly where you need to go in order to be logged in to submit your intent to enroll form for Western's commitment. Can we use our MET to pay for the deposit? I'm not aware of what MET is. Conferring with my colleague, that is not a, let me backtrack. That is not able to be applied toward the deposit. So students who are Pell eligible will get that fee waiver. And that's whether it's partial or full. Again, that is determined based on your FAFSA status. How do I find out which of my community college credits transfer? That is also a great question. So we can find that basically if you go into search WMU transfer credits, there is this awesome button called credit equivalencies. You can search by your college. Once you select your college or institution, find the subject area, and this will pull up a list of those classes that you can find. But the big thing is you want to talk to an academic advisor. They'll be able to help you know exactly what you need in order to transfer. We've also got major transfer guides online that you can also find available, but you want to talk with your academic advisor here at Western to ensure that the classes you're taking can be applied toward your degree. For the student who asked about the MET question, one of the things that you do have the option to do is there is a fee waiver request that you can submit. It is, I don't know that it's on the pay confirmation page. Once I get that link, I'll be able to pull that up for you. Yeah. Give me 1 second when we get that pulled up. Going through some other questions over here. Do I need to be committed to a university before we submit for a Parent Plus loan? Absolutely, as far to my knowledge, because that Parent Plus loan will be put onto your financial aid. However, I'm going to defer that question to our financial aid specialist. They'll be the ones to give you exactly what you need in order to find out how that works specifically. I don't want to give you misinformation. Next question says, What do you know about Air Force ROTC at Western? I'm interested and would like to be a part of that. So Air Force ROTC is a little bit, again, it is a special program in that we are partnered with Michigan State on that. Everything that I know about the program itself, you can contact Michigan State's ROTC program. And so once you're able to go there, did I go too far? Sorry. Contact Michigan State. They have a recruiter office. They also have a captain who can talk to you a little bit more specifically about what it is that you're interested in, as well as walk through the class and the leadership course that they take. So for the fee waiver question, scrolling down, admissions deposit. This one. Awesome. So if you're on the admitted student event page and you click on the, whoops, wrong one. Also wrong one. So if you go to the admissions confirmation deposit, that brings you up to our website where it walks you through the instructions on how to submit that. Scroll down, you'll find a button that says request a waiver. Fill this out to the best of your ability and someone will review that so that way you can get that fee waiver applied towards your account depending on your situation. When will people who were invited to apply to the WMU MLK Gold Scholarship be notified of their status? That is still in progress. We have our scholarship specialist who is still going through and reviewing the different applications. So hopefully you will know before the end or start of your orientation. So that way that can be applied towards your financial aid, but you will know before June. How do we find out who our academic advisor is? That is an absolute great question. So this is based on the academic college that you are in. So if you're in the Haworth College of Business, in the College of Aviation, or the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences, etc., your specific academic advisors are normally housed within the academic college themselves. So depending on your major, you'll have to go online for your major. If you go under academics, you can find out your academic advisor through that pathway. Otherwise, coming to our admitted student event, you'll also be able to connect with one of our professional staff from the academic colleges to figure out who to connect with to find out who your specific academic advisor is. I signed up for housing the first day, so will I have first pick of the dorm I want? So yes, so the way the sign up for housing works, based on the time frame that you started. So if you signed up on the first day, yes, you were in that first half. So that way, good question. So yeah, so the way the housing option works is that you sign up, you put your name into the spot, and then in early May, you'll be emailed when your group number goes live. Your group number is based off of your specific date stamp. So day one, group one, so on and so forth. So you will get first pick of the residence hall selection if you sign up for housing on the first day. How does the tuition incentive program work at Western? So I believe the tuition incentive program is if a staff member works here. Tuition incentive. Let's take a look at that. But I do believe, oh, no, it's the TIP program. That is a very good question. I do not have as much experience with the Michigan TIP program. So I would definitely recommend calling our office at 269-387-2000. So this number right here, we have some other individuals who have experience working with that specific program. Highly recommend calling us because they can help you get connected to the right office about the Michigan TIP program. What are our options if we can't make the admitted student event? So the other option, if you're not able to make the admitted student event, you can call our office and set up a meeting with one of the admissions counselors here at Western. You can also go online. So really the big thing about the admitted student event is helping you walk through the next steps. We also offer campus tours. We offer tours of our residence halls. And so it's really getting on campus, seeing all the things and engaging with the community. If you cannot come to the admitted student event, the other option you have is a campus tour. So if you go to the admissions office website, you can go into the campus tour information at Visit WMU. So here's where you can sign up for all of our student tours. We offer tours Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. We also have tours on the weekends, so at 10 a.m. on Saturdays. These are great options for you to come by and visit us, see a presentation from an admissions counselor like myself. You can also go on a campus tour with one of our trained admissions counselors or admissions ambassadors. They are students that are here as undergrads that are participating in all of the activities and events. It's a great way to get that student perspective. It's also, I would recommend coming to the 9:30 time slot because you get to have that presentation, take the walking campus tour, and then you'll eat lunch in the Valley Dining Center, which is really, really phenomenal. Absolutely love it. And you'll get to explore your academic college during that time as well, which is a big thing because we want to put you guys in the environments that you're going to be spending most of your time in when you're here on campus. We want to show you the places and we want to be able to get you introduced to the recruitment managers for those different academic colleges, so that way you can have a face with a name to connect with. My aunt and 2 cousins are a legacy of Western. Do I qualify for the discount? If so, how do I submit for this? So the legacy scholarship is not a discount. It is a scholarship application that you have to apply for. So this is based off of the information that you put into your application. It is your immediate family members, so parents, grandparents, and siblings. As far as aunts, cousins, that is a little bit different. So that is through our alumni relations office. WMU alumni scholarship. So if you were eligible for this, it would pop up in your gold gateway as a subsequent information. So the eligibility here must be a child, stepchild, grandchild, or sibling of a WMU alumna or alumnus with a degree. Must be enrolled full-time. They do have an application process. Applicants will be notified by March 20th. So based on the information that we're seeing here, it appears as though that application has passed. So unfortunately, there are a variety of other options for you to be able to get other additional scholarships on campus. So one of the cool things, our student financial aid webpage just got updated with a new system called Scholarship Universe. Whoops, if I could actually spell, that would be great. So student financial aid at Western Michigan University is absolutely wonderful. One of the things that we love to talk about is trying to reduce the amount of debt that our students are graduating with. So going into scholarships and grants on the student financial aid webpage, if you click on private here, you can find some additional ways to find some private applications or private scholarships. This button right here, this takes you to our Scholarship Universe link. Since you are admitted student, you can sign in with your Bronco Net ID and password that you created. Again, it's that 3 letters, 4 numbers, and then your unique password. We're not going to access this right now because it will take me into the login screen that you will utilize. Basically what you do is you can filter down external legitimate scholarships that our student financial aid office has gone through. They have vetted these scholarships to verify that they are legitimate and they will be from external companies or organizations. So if you go through and apply for a scholarship on the Coca-Cola Foundation, that's going to take you to the actual website itself so you can log in there. And if you are awarded that scholarship, we will then have that applied towards your student financial aid here at Western Michigan University. How do we find out about on-campus jobs? So that is a great question. On-campus jobs, we have an awesome website called the Handshake Service. So if we go to our WMU Career and Student Employment Services. So here's where you can find all of the information regarding career and student employment services, whether it be for resume critiques, if you're looking for mock interviews, cover letters, just kind of interviewing tips in general. Here is where we talk about Handshake. So Handshake is the online profile or portal where we post on-campus jobs, off-campus jobs, internships, co-ops, full-time, part-time positions. This is a great way for you to get connected on campus. So it's an awesome option for you to look for the many, we've got several thousand jobs on campus for students to participate in, whether it be in dining and housing, whether it be in working in the Bernhardt Center. We've got a wide variety of jobs and options that are flexible with your class schedule. So we highly encourage you to take a look at that on our website. Are you just answering questions or are you going to do the next steps? So with these next steps, I can't actually do them. I'm walking through those. So talking about the FAFSA, which is where we have left off, again, going back to that next step, we really encourage you to have completed your FAFSA so that we can make sure that you are eligible for any scholarships, grants, loans, things that are gonna help you be able to lessen the cost of your out-of-pocket costs on your education. So we highly encourage you to have that completed as soon as possible. Once you register for classes, you're going to activate two-factor authentication. So this is something that is brand new to Western Michigan University this year. It's a great way to make sure that your services are secure and locked in. So that way it makes it a little bit easier for those spammers, hackers, things like that. So you're going to want to complete that once you get registered for classes in June. And of course, finally, we're going to want to see your official test scores. If you have not already submitted those, if you've only self-reported, please have your official test score sent to us as soon as possible so we can verify the self-reported test score with the official one. And then finally, your final high school graduation or final high school transcript. This will be so that way we can ensure that one, you've graduated high school, and two, it will help you avoid any mishaps with financial aid as well as registering for classes for the spring semester. What options are there for tutoring? There are a wide variety of options for tutoring that if you just go online, Google WMU tutoring services, not Turkey, WMU tutors. So tutoring at Western Michigan University, we've got a wide range of options over in the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences. We've also got some here on campus in Valley 2, which is Iker. It's a residence hall at the Broncos study zone. This is a great way to meet with study groups, with tutors, folks who are different at other parts of things, right? So making sure that they're being successful in their classes to help you along with yours. One of the cool things about Western is we have something called supplemental instruction. So just to talk a little bit about that, supplemental instruction is actually a nationally recognized program where a student who passed the class with an A will apply for that job, and they will take the class again to help you be successful. So those are specific to students, you know, those tougher classes that you might have where they can help walk you through study strategies, reading materials, preparing for the exam by hosting a study session. And it's a great way to also meet friends while you're doing it as well. So there's a wide variety of tutoring available here on campus. We want to make sure that our students are prepared, which is why we have the small class sizes. It's why we are make it important to ensure that your success is our priority. Answering our questions is extreme. Absolutely. I love answering your questions. That's why I'm here. I really want to focus on what it is that you all are interested, especially now that we've covered all of those next steps. This question says, at first, Davis Hall was eligible for first-year students to live in, so I've read. Now it's being closed. What's happened during that time frame? So we are in an innovation phase. We are super proud and excited about all of the cool things that are happening at Western. If you have not visited campus, highly recommend coming on a campus tour or the admitted student event. We're in the process of erecting Arcadia Flats, which is our brand new graduate level, upper level student housing. So for sophomore status and above here at Western, it is a brand new apartment style living for our upper level students. We're super excited. That is scheduled to open up this fall. And we're also in the process of building our brand new student involvement center. So this is going to be the central hub where you can go and get connected to student organizations. You can go and find study rooms. You can go and find a really nice quick bite to eat. So we're really expanding our options to really make this campus student focused, which is one of the pillars here at Western, is being student focused. And so we're trying to improve the spaces that we have. And with that, we're also trying to build newer buildings that have better rooms or more updates. And so it's important that we are trying to do that in an effective way, which is part of the reason why the Davis Hall is no longer an option. But good question. So we have walked through quite a bit. We've answered quite a few questions. We've got about 22 more minutes before this actually ends. Are there any other questions that you all want me to walk through? Anything that I didn't cover? I want to make this process as stress-free as possible for you. If there's something that I haven't covered, I would love to be able to share that, whether it be in the Q&A section or in the chat. Please send those through. Going back to, did I close it? Where did it go? Let me go back to my admissions next steps. Also, if you come to visit campus, you also get to meet me. So there's that. And I love meeting people. So I highly recommend coming to campus so that we can get connected. Must we submit the $100 deposit before attending the admitted student event? You don't have to submit the $100 deposit before attending the admitted student event. You can totally do that here. We encourage you to do it because that will help you focus your energy and time on the things that you really want to give your attention to. Do tutors get paid? How much does it cost the student? So the tutors are not actually paid out of tuition and fees. There's a whole separate thing on that. So tutoring here on campus is completely free for students to get. They are paid out of the budget. They're not paid out of tuition and fees. So that's the nice thing. Part of it is, we want to be able to make sure that our students have on campus flexible jobs and flexible schedules so that they can really engage with opportunities to really focus on being a student first and a worker second. In our dorms, can we have removable wallpaper since it does not damage the walls? That is a great question. I'm going to defer you to the Residence Hall website. One moment, I am reading a chat. Can you talk about communication, if any, with parents? When do students find out about books, supplies? Generally, when is orientation? Okay, so there's quite a few different questions in this one. So for the housing question, there are on our Residence Life website, there are things that you can bring, things that you should leave behind. On the website, under the information section, actually it might be under students. So under students, there's a section on what to bring, what not to bring. If you're not sure about it and you have a question, feel free to ask our Residence Life folks. They will be able to tell you specifically about what their policies and procedures are. Going back to the Veterans Affairs question, the new Veterans Affairs. So Military and Veterans Affairs, this is their website. So if you search wmich.edu/military, this is their specific website. This is where you can find the tuition benefits, apply for military scholarships, and finding on-campus resources. It also gives you some different things in terms of challenges, kind of walking you through some of those services that we offer for our veterans as well. Okay, so can you talk about communication, if any, with parents? One of the great things about Western is we like to keep families engaged. So we have an office called WMU Family Engagement. So for families who want to be engaged, there is a newsletter that goes out once a month. This newsletter includes important dates, reminders, transition tips, kind of keeps you connected with the student and the student experience, letting you know about Parents Weekend, things like that, homecoming when things are popping up. We want to encourage our families to stay engaged. This is a great way to do that through our family guide, and we have a phenomenal family engagement office as well. When do students find out about books and supplies? So books and supplies specifically is a little bit different depending on what your specific situation is. So depending on what you're looking for a laptop, for notebooks, things like that, you can talk to some of the students here on campus when you arrive for the admitted student event or to the tours. But for books, you will, once you register for classes, you will get a list of textbooks that you will need to purchase. You'll also get a syllabus that you'll have access to once classes start. That will list the required readings as well. Some of the syllabi that you get will say optional, so be sure to pay attention to that, so that way you don't get a book that you don't necessarily need. I also highly recommend looking at different options to finance or to find affordable textbooks. Always check your library because they have some good options, and they might even be able to have you check it out for the semester. Generally, when is orientation? So orientation takes place in June. So in the entire month of June, there's a couple different sessions that you can attend and sign up for. When you go to the new student orientation, they've got a couple different dates. I will pull those up for you here. So there's 9 sessions. These are the dates on day 1. So this is when you have that specific day where it's just getting to meet your group, meeting your student leader, student orientation leader. And then on day 2, this is when you register for classes at your academic college. For the student who had previously asked earlier what the registration was for honors students, Honors First takes place June 12th. So if you are an honors student, you will be able to register for that specific orientation session. It's not necessarily an orientation session, it's more so a specific time for you to come through and just really go to get your registration for classes. But if you prefer the traditional overnight session, you can do any of these up here. Do freshmen arrive before other students? So this is a great question because there's a couple of components to this. So students who register for fall welcome will actually get to move in a week before other students do, the returning students, as you will. So fall welcome week, I don't think we have the schedule up, but basically fall welcome week is a week worth of events where you are getting acclimated to campus, where you're getting engaged, and just kind of learning the ins and outs of Western while also meeting people. And at the end of the week, you will actually have the opportunity to take part in our Bronco Bash, which is really cool because it is where all of our student organizations are here, community partners, different local businesses as well. They're out here, they're promoting their organizations. There is a Celebration Cinema. We'll also be out here giving away their free popcorn bucket. It's a huge thing every year. There's usually a line out the door. So highly encourage you to sign up for Fall Welcome and take part in all of the different activities that our staff put together. Is the Student Rec Center free to full-time students? Great question. Yes, it is. I do not use it because I am lazy and love food. But yes, the Student Recreation Center is available for students who are full-time, even part-time students. So it's really nice because it's right here. We've got a variety of indoor basketball courts. We also have different exercise classes that you can get involved with as well. The Student Recreation Center also is the organization or the part of the campus that monitors recreational sports. So if you're interested in intramural sports, club sports, they're the ones who house that information. So be sure to get involved, get engaged with that. It's a great time. I don't sports ball, but it's a lot of fun. Can you give a little more information about sports clubs students can be a part of? Yes, so one of the great things, intramural. So one of the nice things about our Student Rec Center, again, so there are 3 different levels of sports that you can participate in when you come to Western Michigan University. You have the overarching NCAA Division I sports. So those are the ones where you have to try out, be recruited, walk on, things like that. There is the club sport level, which is, it's still competitive where you pay a fee, you will have practice, you will have to try out, and you will travel to compete against other institutions. And then there's the intramural sport level, which I have pulled up here for you. This is when you compete against other WMU Broncos. So if you're someone who has very little experience or someone who's really competitive, this is a great way to get involved with that. They're always looking for officials, folks that this is an on-campus job as well. So here's the information on the club sports. So there's a wide variety of club sports that you can participate in as well. So our club sports, like I said, it's competitive. You will have to try out, you will have to pay a fee. Here's a list of some of those club sports that we have just to go through some of them. We do have our first ever esports gaming team. They have their own practice place over in the library and their own arena where they participate in tournaments. So that's really cool. But this is a list of our active clubs that we have online. For the intramural sports, they will email you the different sports that they have going on that are active at that time. So that way you don't have to constantly keep guessing. They've got the different spring league schedules. They've got the tournament schedules so that you can pay attention to those. And here's how you get started as well. It's a great question for that. As we begin to wrap up, if there are any final questions, we'd love to answer any of those that you have for us. We've had a lot of really good, really quality questions tonight. This information will all be stored on our YouTube page as well. If you don't follow us on social media, highly recommend that. As I mentioned before, so let me make sure that I get this correct. So I want to give you all my contact information. If you do have any further questions, I'm going to put my contact information up on the page here shortly. Oh, why did that happen? All right, so here is my contact information. If you do have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help. I'm also happy to help you get connected to your specific admissions counselor or an office on campus. If you want more information about a specific topic or things that I did not cover tonight, please feel free to email me and give me a phone call. That is my direct extension. So you won't have to get bounced around between our call center. So feel free to give us a call there. Our call center folks are also really awesome at answering questions that I don't know the answer to. So I love and appreciate them as well. So it doesn't seem like we have any other questions coming through. Like I said, you have my email address, you have my phone number. Feel free to get in touch with me. I'm happy to help out however I can. If you come to the admitted student event or any of our campus tours, please stop by, say hi. I would love to meet you and welcome you to the WMU Bronco family. And with that, we are going to be signing off. I hope that you all have a great night. Thank you so much. I appreciate you and your time and attention as well. Hope that you all have a great evening. Enjoy your Western Wednesday and have a great rest of your week.